Hello and welcome to Nat1, the podcast. Today we have a special episode of I Call Shenanigans. First of all, where is Nate? Due to unforeseen circumstances, Nate cannot be here today, so instead we have basically a cloned version of him in female form. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Stephanie. Nice to meet you. What's up?
Stephanie is here today because Nate has better things to do, he said. So we're going to move along with this special Nat1 Presents I Call Shenanigans. But before we get started, I just want to say thank you to all the patrons out there who are giving us the dollar. And for those of you, it doesn't matter on the Patreon right now because you're already paying the dollar to see the video. But if you could see the video, you could see our beautiful business cards on the table. Look at that. Fucking beautiful.
Wow.
I know you're impressed. The stranger sitting next to me is impressed. And so thank you for your support on Patreon and for understanding that it is just $1. What else do we got? Chinese New Year's coming up. What's your Chinese animal sign thingy deal?
I am an ox.
So what's that mean, though? I
think it means I'm stubborn.
Okay. That makes sense because oxes are stubborn. I've never really dealt with an ox or anything. So I'm a dragon. And I'm sure nobody on Earth has ever dealt with a dragon, so I don't know where they're coming up with this stuff.
Well, I mean, like Kanye says, that dragon energy.
I get that. Okay, so let's move along. Now, before Nate left us, because he basically runs the show and I just make funny voices and look handsome on the camera, which those of you listening to the podcast should really pay that $1 to see me on camera. It's worth the $1, I'd say. Mm-hmm. He left us a list of things to do, and we're going to go through that in our episode of I Call Shenanigans. Now, first things first, we're going to talk about the lack of realism in movies. Now, the first thing I brought up to this was fight scenes in movies. We've all seen it. There's one hero and probably 652 bad guys, and they all take turns fighting the hero. Like, and you see it, and it's awful. The last movie I watched was what was the Harley Quinn movie, the Birds of Prey one, and you see them in the background, like shaking their shoulders, like getting ready, like, oh, as soon as that guy gets his ass kicked, I'm gonna jump in there and kick her ass this time, like something different's gonna happen for me because I'm gonna wait my turn. And then like some in the real bad movies, you see him stumble a little bit too. Like one guy's like, oh, is it my turn? He jumps in, but another guy jumps in. He's like, oh, I better hold back, Like, yeah. What do you see that, right?
Yes.
Like you see it in movies. Like, how does that make you feel instantly as soon as you see it? Because me, it like boils me with anger, and it's just not realistic, and I don't appreciate it, and I call shenanigans.
I think that it's, I mean, honestly, I have no way to justify it other than maybe it's just too much action. It's just too much for one person.
So right? Like this henchman like signed up on his job. He's like, hey man, it's an easy gig. All you gotta do is follow this guy around. Nothing really happens,
yes.
And then all of a sudden like fucking Kill Bill lady shows up, the bride. And like, yeah, kills everybody. Like, I didn't sign up for this, right?
Yes, I love that.
Okay.
That's a good example.
Okay. I could see that.
Yes.
Like, he's like, oh man, okay.
But the lights turn off and then,
Right. I can see that totally. Like, like, oh, okay, I'm going to hold back because maybe that guy's going to get her. Mm-hmm. And then I really don't have to do anything.
Respect the drip. Let him do it.
Yeah, I get that. And but it happens in every single action movie. Like, you see it all the time. You think they would come up with something better. I think it originally started with the Frank Dukes. Do you know that whole story?
No.
Okay, so the Frank Dukes thing, he was the guy in Bloodsport. Have you seen that with Jean-Claude Van Damme? Mm-mm. Well, Jesus fucking Christ, Nate, who you bringing me on this show? Okay, so Bloodsport, the action movie, was supposed to be a real life kind of take on the Kumite overseas, but then it come to find out Frank Dukes was a total sham, and he made all that shit up. You know what I'm talking? Your man knows what I'm talking about.
He knows more.
You know what? Switch places.
You want to switch? All right, come on. Tap in.
So he made all this shit up, but people believed it. And I think he started this whole choreography thing of like, okay, one at a time, because that's how I fight, one guy at a time. And then like, apparently nobody's thought to change it yet.
Because that doesn't happen in real life.
Right. I've seen fights in real life, and it's always like, if it is 6 dudes against one guy, that one guy's going down, and he's going down fast. And then everybody's taking turns river dancing on his fucking face. And it's not enjoyable. It's not fun to watch. Like an action movie is like, ooh, I feel bad. Like I would jump in, but I don't want those 6 guys.
Well, maybe that's how they feel. Maybe they're like, I don't want to jump in because I'll get my ass kicked too. And then they decide they're like, okay, I guess he's out, so I will jump in.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, right?
Like-
Because the only other thing I could think about was like, okay, I'm gonna jump in and swing a punch, but I don't want to hit my friend. You know, like,
Oh,
but then do they really care that much?
I don't want to hit my friend. Are they really friends if they're henchmen, coworkers?
They work together day and night. It could happen. You
Not
know,
everyone that works together is friends.
ain't that the
Sometimes
truth?
it do happen.
Kyle
but,
knows.
Um,
He's watching this, I'm sure.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think I've exhausted myself on this.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about the scene you brought up. What you wanted to bring to our lack of realism in movies / television.
Death in movies and TV versus reality. So if you watch movies and you see TV, whatever, you're like, okay, this person died and that's it. Like next you see like the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
There's no in between really, unless it's like CSI or something.
Right.
You know, like this autopsy stuff.
Right. The guy's got to put on his glasses and shit.
But like the family, you just see them like, oh, they're dead, and now the family's at the funeral crying. Like nothing else really has like been shown.
Right.
Nobody talks about like, yeah, somebody's got to come pick up that dead body. Then somebody has to say, oh, it was like natural death or not a natural death. They take that body to a morgue, and then you have to pay to get everything taken care of. Nobody talks about how expensive it is either. Like in movies, it's like this lavish funeral, and they're all like dressed and somber.
How expensive is it? I've never had to bury anybody.
Well, a cremation is, I paid like $2,500 to have someone cremated.
That's crazy expensive.
Yeah. So
Can
nobody
you do
talks
that
about
yourself
that.
though in like your backyard or something? Like you build a little like fire
No,
pit and lay them over? Now,
No.
I tell my wife all the time that I want to be buried Viking style. Do you know the legality issues on that? Like, can she just build me a wooden raft,
No.
throw me on the raft,
very
hire
illegal.
an archer? Is it really illegal? It doesn't seem like it should be illegal. Like
That's
the
how
archer
my
has a
husband-
fire arrow and shoots it through the air.
That's
You know?
how my husband has his for when he dies.
See, what do we have to, what documents do I need to do? We're going to take this on a little bit of a tangent. If you at home want to be buried Viking style, then Steph here has everything you need to know,
No, I
apparently,
don't.
to tell you all the ups and downs and legalities for it.
It's very not legal. You have to do like a lot of stuff, right? Yeah, look at, see, he's shaking his head. Yes.
Okay.
It,
Well, we're going to talk after the show, and I'm going to get this
Okay.
figured out, because that's
Well,
how I want to go out.
make a tweet about it. You'll
I don't do that.
explain
Nate
it.
does that.
Oh, Nate.
I can't
Wherever you are.
I can't be
We'll do a
trusted.
tweet about it.
I can't be trusted on the social medias by myself. Nate will
wow.
not allow that yet.
Oh.
Keeps me on short leash, because you don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, stop playing your porn games on the time. Come on.
I get that.
I wish that was the problem.
Okay, so like maybe like movies gloss that over because like it's such a hard time dealing with that. Like someone you know or care about died, and like
Yeah.
you're kind of not in the right mindset, you
no.
know, unless you're like a weirdo.
No, that's no. But see, the thing is that okay, first of all,
I can tell you were getting worked up.
Yes.
Like the rage is building.
because when it happens, you don't know anything, and then
Mm-hmm.
you're like at the mercy of like the funeral homes and everyone else around
Ooh,
you. You're at
okay.
the mercy of not knowing your options and choices. And then no one ever tells you your loved one just died. How about 3 hours later you get a call from an organ donation facility
Ooh.
if you want to like donate their organs? Like, I'm sorry,
that
I'm
does-
still crying. But please go ahead and ask me if you want my family members' kidneys for fun.
So if
Not
I
for
already have
fun,
it on my
but-
card, do they still call and ask? Because
I don't
I thought
know.
they just assume they're like, oh, fuck,
think
don't
they
even try
still
to
have to
save
ask.
this guy. Fucking cut him open like a tauntaun and let's start
No,
ripping
no.
shit out.
I think they
You
have
know?
to ask your family.
Oh, even if you have it on your card?
Pretty sure.
These are facts. Facts, everyone.
I mean, I didn't say facts. I said pretty sure.
Nope,
but-
guaranteed. Steph just
Facts.
locked
Stephanie's
it in.
Facts.
Facts.
100%. Don't check them. You're welcome. Yeah,
But-
nobody tells you.
Right.
So you're just like, what the fuck
Do you-
is going on?
Do you feel like funeral homes, because they're like always creepy and stuff, from mortuaries and things like that, to take care of the dead bodies? Do you think they like prey on these people and like rake them over the coals? And like, is that what you're really saying here? Is that
That
they're
they
out there
try to gyp
robbing
you?
people? Yes.
No, but
You heard it here
yes.
first, folks.
It depends.
Okay.
Like the experience I had, they were like nice, but everyone in that town knows each other.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like,
I get that.
I knew
Hometown
your
like
great Grammy and your peepaw. Like I
Right.
knew all them people, so I'm so sorry for your loss.
that. Right.
But then also here's a bill for $2,500.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would
So
suck.
It's like me, but sometimes they text you, and it's nice.
The dead body?
No,
Oh,
nobody. No, the funeral home.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry.
My eye's starting to twitch. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god. Sorry.
No, the funeral home. They're like, "Are you doing okay this holiday
Oh, that
season?
is
Here's some
nice.
resources." So, like, it just depends.
Or is it like an automated response? They
No,
send
it's like
to
a real
everybody?
person because it's like
okay.
a random
It's
phone
like
number.
from a small town, so
Yeah.
they know you.
But maybe in like, but like right now, like people probably like with COVID and like the pandemic, they're probably like, "What the fuck? I don't know any of this."
Right.
So I feel like people would benefit from knowing the hard truth versus like glossing over it.
I get that,
And that's
and
what like I think.
no, I
So,
totally get that. And
facts.
to add to yours of things they don't talk about, did you know if a person is too fat that they can't burn them in the
They
oven?
charge you more.
That's crazy to me. So stay fit out there, folks. Like, you don't want to be charged, your loved ones to be charged more just to be cremated, you know? And then you have to dig a bigger hole if you just want to be put into
You
the
have to
ground.
buy a bigger casket.
Yeah, it's nonstop. You have to get the XXL. Nobody wants to pay
Buy
for
a
the
plot and a
XXL of
half.
mahogany.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
You know? God, I totally get that.
That's why I keep asking my husband, I'm like, should we find like a burial plot now? Should we do that and save our children?
There's something like so relaxing about going to the cemetery though, and like, isn't it nice?
No.
Oh,
Relaxing.
I really like
what,
it.
You spooky bitch.
No,
What?
my God, no! It's like nice and quiet, you know. Like we went with my mother-in-law. She wanted to
Were
go
you
buy a
visiting?
plot. No, she wanted to go buy a plot, and I was like, usually I don't like to go shopping, but for that I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
sign me up today. Like, let's go check it out. And we went like 2 different graveyards, and it was really nice, and I loved it. It was the best day shopping with my mother-in-law.
Do you?
She doesn't watch this show. It's fine.
So is that like a thing with your mother-in-law? Are you a little resentful or?
No, I just
Oh, just
wanted
fun.
I wanted to be
Okay.
helpful, and it was fun, you know? To like keep this going though, because I can get really dark. Have you ever seen a dead body?
Yes, I have.
It's the craziest thing, right?
It's not enjoyable now.
Well, when I did it, it wasn't anybody I knew. Like, so,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he electrocuted himself and, like, it caught a big old fire and stuff. So we
Damn.
had to go out there and show up. And he looked like a mannequin. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my
they
life.
don't look like them. They don't look like people.
Right. And
No.
I don't know. Do you think, like, TV desensitizes you from, like, stuff like that? Like, do you think, like, if I saw an electrocuted body in the 1600s, I'd be like, it's a witch. And then, like, it would scar me for life? Or, like, because I've seen so much random shit from all the stuff that were forced into our eyeballs and into our brains, like, they're, like, calmed it down for
But
me,
I
you
feel
know?
like that depends. Like if you're like somewhat like a social worker and or a case manager and you went to like check on like one of your people
Mm-hmm.
and you go to their front door and you see their windows are like engulfed with flies and you're like, oh shit. And then you open the door and like they're decayed. I think like
Oh.
nobody's prepared for that. Like
Is
a
it just the
decayed-
smell, you think? Because I think the
think it's, like,
smell, like, I don't do good with
It's
smells.
probably a lot.
You think?
There's a
really
lot of
bad?
flies. I mean, can't imagine it's good on the eyes.
I know this is another tangent, but would you ever buy a haunted house?
No. I don't let. So here's the thing. If I hear any sort of
I thought we could be
paranormal
friends.
things in the house, I say, if you ain't paying rent, you can get out.
Okay, I get that.
That's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna house some free spirit. Like, come on,
No, I see that. I
right?
see
Like,
that.
why am I gonna pay for some ghost to turn my lights on and off?
What if he's helpful though in some way? Like all of a sudden, like you're minding your own business, like washing your hair in the shower, and then all of a sudden in the mirror, you see like next week's winning lotto numbers like side in there.
So that's different. They are paying then. They're contributing.
Ooh, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So just not a freeloader ghost.
Yeah,
You're just
no,
not
no
cool with that.
freeloaders, no like leaking black sludge from the ceiling, none of that.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we stayed on this for way too long. Like Nate's actually behind the camera, everybody, and he's giving me the eyeballs like fucking move it
Hurry the
along,
fuck
move
up.
it along. He's not liking what he's
Yeah.
seeing.
Yeah, sorry.
So we'll move on to the
Passionate.
next subject, which is like I talk about like the desensitized thing. We can like roll into that, like things the internet has killed, and everything's so instant and now, and like you don't even need real friends anymore. So like one of the things that I miss are like real arcades. So even me being born in '88, like the arcade era was really dying by the time it got to the 90s. But still in my little small dinky town that I was born in, or not born, but grew up in, we still had arcades in every single casino. And
Yeah.
yes, and my parents had a
Yes.
casino problem. Mom and Dad, I know you're watching, and we all know it's true. So like they would go gamble, and then we'd go upstairs or whatever to the arcade, and then I would burn through probably like $20 in no time.
You had money? They gave you money?
Yes, so they could gamble. I
Damn.
know. Now the kicker is, after that, I would run out and then I'd go down there and bother them. And they're like, well, too bad. Get back up there and deal with it. So I started opening the door for the elderly people as they're coming in and out. And it was back before like all the machines were just dollars or the little voucher things. Like they still had buckets of quarters. And they were like, oh, here you go, Sonny. Like give me a handful of quarters. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. Put it in my pocket. And then I just open and close doors for
You were
old people.
scamming.
Yeah, but no, I was being a gentleman. Steph,
Yeah.
you don't get it.
Yeah,
You don't know what it's like being a
gentleman.
gentleman.
Scamming gentleman.
But
Okay.
so I miss that arcade. Like I have a 9-year-old son. He is a nerd by all means, and I love him, and he's super handsome.
No.
But he is a nerd, and he wishes like because we just got done watching a movie called The Wizard. Have you seen that one? It's a 89, I think it was made in. No? Well, like he takes his brother and then they go on like an excursion through the United States and they end up in California at a video game tournament. But on the way, they're like training in arcades and like they're scamming people. Like, hey, I bet my 6-year-old brother can beat you at this game, you know? And it's all like the super cool graphics and everything.
Yep.
It's like Pong, like boop, 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 boop. And he's like crushing people, you know? And then they
Yeah.
take their money. But Corbin loved that movie so much. And he's like, I want to go to arcade. And now it's become a thing where like I have to go out of my way to try to find an arcade. I think there's one at the mall, but with the way
There's
things are
one on
going,
4th.
but that's so far away from where I live. Like I want an arcade down the street from where I live. I live in BFE. It doesn't make sense. But I miss that kind of things. I think the internet's killing that. Like to get your social need from other people and everything. Like you don't need to actually communicate with people anymore. Like you can just throw on a headset and be like, hey, I have real friends. Like, but you don't know if that's your real friend. You could be like, hey, that's my friend Tom, when actually it's like a big old lady, you know, named Becky, and she'll never tell you that. And then like you acquire a friendship and all this stuff, and she doesn't want to tell you who she really is. She's catfishing you. That's my biggest fear in life. Like, what if I get catfished?
Is that what you think about?
All the time when we talk about this subject right here. My I know you're new and we just met, but like my brain works like a radio station dial, but it never stops spinning. You just spinning and cycling through channels, and that's how I work. So I think this really equates to I'm afraid of being catfished. Thoughts?
Well,
Have you ever been catfished?
have I?
Have you?
Have I? I don't think so, but I would know.
Oh my God, it just got deep. It got deep.
I don't think I have.
You don't
At
know.
least not
though.
memorably, anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like 400-pound Becky pretending to be Dale or something.
I get that.
Yeah.
So we'll move on from my arcades.
Wait, but I like that though. I
You
mean,
do like that? You
yeah,
think we should come back?
Yeah, yeah. I
Right.
mean, like not as Dave and Bustery, more like
Right.
fun.
Like traditional arcade, like you see in all the 80s movies, like there's the fat guy with the mullet, you know, and the Diet
He's going
Coke
at
sitting
it.
there,
He's
right?
Like sweating.
He's like, I'm
Somebody
going for
comes
the
up,
record.
put their quarter there, like I'm playing the
Yes!
next game, and they're like, ugh.
Right? That was like one of my favorite episodes of Bob Burgers, the one where they're in the arcade and he's high on pain pills all the time and he's got the hand things on and he's paying the burger boss. Like, that was one of my favorite episodes.
That's great.
I watch that all the time.
Okay.
Okay, so now you brought up for things the internet has killed.
Yeah, I think that like people talk about this already, so I don't,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not that crazy or new or anything about like arcades, but YouTube and streaming services killing cable. What about the old people? You know, like older people have cable.
Do they still?
I mean, old people that I know, like the oldies.
Do you like spend time at the old folks' home and stuff?
I should.
You
But no.
really should. You're a terrible
No, they
human being.
lo-
You should really get out there.
I
and,
know you should too. How dare you?
Mm.
How dare you? How dare you? No, I mean like think about it. So we have like YouTube and we have like Hulu, Netflix, all these like streaming services.
Right.
But like my fond memories are sitting with my grandma watching like Wheel of Fortune at 9:00 at night,
Ooh.
and like what else? What is
Price is Right?
Yes, in the morning, Price is Right.
Like
and
you'd
we
stay
would-
home sick from school and like Price is
Yes.
Right is on. You're like, ooh,
Yes.
like I bet I could be on this show someday.
Yeah, and the other day I saw a commercial for Dancing with the Stars on like whatever cable.
Oh yeah, old people eat that shit up.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's good for them.
I get
Don't
that.
you think that's good? Because if they're in a home or they're alone,
Right.
they have that noise.
Ooh.
Like people are
right.
talking.
They're not
'cause
alone.
Their grandkids never call them.
Wow. Now I feel really bad. Like I feel like I should
Well,
call
if you
my
feel
grandma.
bad, that's on you. I mean, I never said anyone specifically. I just said
Well, I
their
saw the way
grandkids
you're like
never
looking,
call them.
you know, like
I think it's important right now, especially too. Like
right with these
they're
times.
so alone.
Right. They need the The Price is Right, and they need
Yeah,
oh my
they
god,
need
and they
that.
can't even watch Jeopardy
Or
anymore.
Good Morning Today, whatever it is. Their morning shows, the news.
Wait, with like Al Roker. Wait,
They
it's been so
love
long
it.
since I watched cable TV. I
I don't
don't
know
even know who's on these shows
I don't know
anymore.
either. They're the same people. Just like
Are you
different-
sure?
They're like the different names, but they're really the same people.
Like
You know what I
Regis Philbin's still alive, but he just like changed his identity.
mean?
and,
Yeah, it's just the younger version.
Right,
They
I get
switched
that.
out bodies.
Right, they're
Yeah.
like Regis Killman, and they're like, oh yeah, it looks just like him. He's
Yeah,
like, wow.
exactly. The voice is very similar.
Right.
They don't know.
I get that.
They just see the color and they're like,
No,
cool.
I get that.
Yeah.
I think that is something you miss out because like now it's so like direct, you know, like, oh, I want to watch this, boom, instant
Skip
gratification, right?
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, like I wanted to watch Eureka's Castle, and my grandma would make me a bologna sandwich when I stayed home from school, you know, and then like so I got to sit there and watch through all the commercials, and then they're slinging shit on Nickelodeon, all the things that I want. They're like, look at this gack, wow, and then like,
Yep.
look at this wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, you know,
Ren and
like,
Stimpy on it too.
right. And then now you got to sit through all that, and now I got a list now of all the fucking things that I want to buy, and nobody's gonna buy them for me.
No.
And then, but then we got back to Eureka's Castle, and it was awesome. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was good.
See, it's good times.
That
with
is good
old
memories,
people, right?
But do you think
It's
that's
gonna be
where it
gone
should
now.
stay as memories? Like everything's
so?
like pushing forward. Like, do you want to hold back?
No, I love my streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sad for old people.
Oh, I get that.
You know, like because they're paying so much for it too,
Are they?
isn't it? Like it's really expensive, like $250
I don't know.
plus channels.
Don't
like,
you
a
think
month
these
or
people are
something?
just like they don't even have bunny ears anymore? Like that's not even a real thing. But like, do you think they're just watching the free TV? What's on the free TV? Like Spanish soap operas? Like Por
It's
qué?
only like 2 channels. Yeah, like
Right.
usually like one channel is just ads.
Ooh, I bet they love that.
The infomercial
Yeah.
ads. Yeah, maybe if they don't have no money.
Right?
but
Like,
yeah,
have you ever seen Requiem for a Dream? I think it's called.
Maybe sounds
Um,
familiar.
It's the one with what's his name, Jared Leto, and he gets his arm cut off because he's addicted to age.
No.
And then
Oh,
so in
no.
that one, his mom, he leaves her alone, and it's like it goes to what you're talking about. He leaves her alone, you know, and like he goes and does his drugs or whatever,
Oh.
and then she like is like, oh man, I'm getting fat, so she signs up for these fat burning pills, and it turns out they're like bad hallucinogens, and they're like fucking
they
up
like
with their
Coke?
brain. Now I have no idea what they are, but they're messing up her brain. At one point, the fridge starts talking to her and everything, and she's
Whoa.
like losing her mind, and she's like watching the TV and thinks she's on the TV, and it's like the saddest
for
thing
her.
ever, right?
Oh, yeah,
no,
sad.
it's terribly
Okay,
sad.
sad. Yes.
But like that's the thing I think about with old people. I'm like, they're probably just crazy. Like just let them watch their
Oh,
Bob Barkers and stuff.
Oh my
you know?
God, QVC.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let them watch that.
One of my grandmas was one of those old people that watch QVC.
Did she buy
and when
anything from
she-
it?
Yes.
No
but
way.
subscriptions. They can buy subscriptions of products like makeup and things. And oh my God, she passed away, and she would still get her subscriptions at the
That's
fucking
scary.
house.
It's haunted.
So my poor mother had to call and be like, "Stop sending them. She's dead."
And they're like, we're gonna need identification for you to cancel this. We're gonna need a
You're
picture
not
of
an
the deceased
authorized
holding today's
contact on the
newspaper.
account, ma'am. We need
Right.
POA. We need medical power. Like, yeah,
Right.
crazy.
Just to cancel a makeup subscription. Thanks QVC for that.
There goes that sponsorship.
Well, seriously though, if you want to sponsor Nat1 Presents, now would be the good time.
Change our mind. Change our mind about.
Yeah,
QVC.
prove us wrong about you, QVC.
Prove
Prove
us
us wrong.
Prove us wrong. You're not robots. Prove us wrong. You're not reptilian people inside human skin, scamming old people.
Yeah, QVC. Prove that.
Thank
Didn't
you.
think you could. We're doing good. We're doing good. Okay, so let's just change gears because the paper has us changing gears, and I
Yeah.
have no good way to transition that. So fuck it. We're just gonna transition. Deal with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So things that ruin stuff for other people.
Everything we talk about.
My biggest complaint is spouses. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Megan, who ruin like moments from your childhood. Mine specifically is a childhood movie. Fuck you, Megan. And it's called Robot Jocks.
You heard it first.
Yeah, lock it in. You heard it. And it's Robot Jocks, and you know what you did, but I'm going to explain it to everybody else. So Robot Jocks, I watched it probably, no joke, at least 500 times I've seen this movie. Okay? If it was on VHS or VHS and the tape broke, I played it so many times. That's actual thing. It can happen. And so I finally got it on DVD, and I loved it. I show nobody this movie because I'm scared now after what fucking Megan did to me, where she's watching this sweet action scene, and like it's a dude fighting a chick. It's whatever. And she's like, hey, that chick has a mustache. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? you know? So I pause it and rewind it, and sure as shit, the stunt double they used for the chick has a mustache.
No.
A big old dick broom right there on the, right on the
It was
lips.
a man?
Yeah, it was a man. Unless the
Wow.
woman had a thick, burly mustache, like
Wow.
Tom Selleck or something mustache.
And she told you.
Yeah, she pointed it out. I've never noticed it. The 499.
Was it like a quick turn too, like the stunt double, and then it was like in the caterpillar was in the frame?
It was like one fight scene and they do a flip or something, and then like she made me pause it and go back, and a
she
big
made
old
you
fucking
pause
mustache
it.
on this chick. It wasn't even a chick anymore. It was a dude stunt double and ruined it. It ruined the whole movie.
Should write the production company.
Well, I'm sure they went out of business. It wasn't a very popular movie, but it's
Well.
it's my childhood, and she ruined it.
Why
And
did it get ruined from that?
because now
The illusion?
that's all I can see. Yeah, it takes me right out of it, because like that's not a lady. Like now, anytime we watch it, we get to that point, I try to leave and like not watch that, or if it's on, I just point it out right. I'm like, oh, look, Megan, look, there's the fucking mustache.
So
you glad you
watched
did
it-
that?
So you've watched it since.
Well, yeah, it's still my favorite movie. It
Okay.
has a really good storyline.
How often do you watch it?
Not as often now, but before Corvin came along, so like 9 years ago, I'd watch it at least once a month just
So
to
do you
stay
think
fresh on it.
When has he seen it?
I think he watched it one time, and he liked the fact that they battle over territories for things like lumber and oil. And after
Catan.
that, yes, and after that, he left. He was uninterested in robot battles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was like a double whammy then, huh?
Yeah, it broke my heart twice over.
Oh, but-
And then I'm pretty sure he came back at one point. And he's like, "Hey, that chick's got a mustache." And I'm like, "You piece of shit."
Oh yeah, by the way, Dad, that chick had a mustache.
Right. He's like, I've seen it the first time I watched it. How could you not see it? It made me. He always makes me feel like an idiot. It's no big
Isn't that like a
difference.
kid's job though?
Especially his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's kids' jobs.
But like, has anything ever happened to you where like a significant other or a friend, like you're trying to open up your heart and show them a piece of you, and then they blatantly just fucking shit on it and crush it into the ground where it's not enjoyable anymore.
Probably a lot.
Right?
But like my thing is like I'm gonna put that away and never think of it.
Again?
Yeah.
And just bury it down?
Yeah, bury it deep down.
Oh, I should have done that with robot jocks.
But the thing is, I don't remember, so it doesn't hurt.
Oh.
Nah.
See, my memory's sharp, especially when someone like hurts me. Megan.
I'm bitter. Like see, like I'll be bitter
Right.
about things, but like, whatever, fuck it, too. At the same time,
I
does
get
that make sense?
No, I
You're
totally
like,
get
yeah.
that. But like, still in the back of your head, you have that resentment for some reason.
It'll pop up.
Right.
Oh yeah. I'll remember probably later today, and I'll text Nate and be like, he fucking said this to me.
Right.
I'll remember.
And like that was like 4 years ago, and
Yeah.
still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, like how dare my significant other like other people before me?
Yeah,
First of all,
rude.
if we're gonna start, yeah, what the fuck?
So rude.
Yeah, so I
I
mean,
get
I'll
that.
remember,
Right.
but right now,
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot going on. There's shiny lights on your face and a microphone, and it's hard to think straight right now. Like I can barely do it.
yeah.
Okay. Now, what was one you brought up for this?
Oh,
For things that ruin stuff for other people.
I don't know if like it ruins stuff for other people, but I've always wondered. Like, remember when rage quitting was like really popular?
Yes, I watched
I loved it.
Was it QWORP one, the Quarp game where like you have to run and use the legs? It was on that Rooster Teeth channel.
Michael would play it or whatever,
okay.
and like you'd scream all the time, and like
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. But now if I watched it, I'd be like, why?
Right? Why are
They're
you so upset?
Why are you so angry?
Right.
What's wrong?
No, I totally understand that because I get upset. Like when Fortnite first came out, I was like playing that a lot on PC. Like, hey, I admit it, whatever. But like, I was getting like the sweaty palms and shit when I got down to like the final
sweaty.
5 people, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's just a fucking game. But I'm like,
But did you
getting
get mad
worked
and
up.
like scream?
Oh yeah, as soon as like a guy
Yeah.
hiding in a bush sniped me, I threw my controller on the ground. I was like, fuck this game, fuck you, fuck everyone around here. Like the dog came in, and I'm like, fuck you, and like pushed him down.
Oh, to push the dog.
Yeah, I pushed the dog down.
Oh, buddy,
and then
no.
he like got up and looked at me like, oh my god, what's going on? I'm like, don't you get up? And I pushed him down again,
Oh,
But I
wow.
definitely.
But why did we like watching people do that? Like people still do it, right? There's like this really popular guy who does it still, and he like gets all fucking pissed off.
Is there?
I think so. He's got like blue hair or something. I don't know what his name is. I saw a meme about it.
The blue haired guy, I think, is that ninja guy, right? Speaking of Fortnite.
No.
Always looking for
somebody
sponsors.
else. Always looking for sponsors. This dress is from Dolls Kill.
Mm-hmm.
You want to sponsor me?
Always looking out there.
Thanks,
looking
buddy.
Out there.
I like
Yeah.
the texture.
Nate knows a lot about dresses.
Yes, he does, right? Anyway.
Probably not.
But why did we like watching those people?
I don't know.
Because like
just-
now when I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, that's so cringy. Like, why did
Right.
I like seeing this man get sweaty and like scream at a screen?
Right.
And he wasn't even like Michael. I don't think even recorded himself back then when
Right.
he did them. So, but
Was
why
it
did
like,
I like
was it the idea that it was like real? You know, like
He was
man,
real
this guy's
angry?
right. Like this guy's really upset, and he's actually showing emotion. Like
We
these
wanted
other,
something real.
right,
We didn't want to be glossed over. We wanted to see
Right.
some real shit.
right. And it just so happened the rage was the real thing. And then
Yeah.
like it got to a point where like, okay, nobody's that upset. Like the guy who was upset that his dad threw away or deleted his Warcraft account or something, and they took his
I'd be
remote
upset.
and shoved it in his butt or whatever.
Whoa,
like nobody was that upset.
what?
You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it.
Damn.
Yeah, like nobody's that
Was he
upset.
upset or just frustrated?
No, he was like raging supposedly, but nobody's that upset. Where he's like
No,
banging the
I
bed
don't-
and then he grabs the remote and he's like, ah, you know,
Yeah, I
like,
would not
nobody's
know.
that upset.
Something
Or at least
not right
I've never
there.
been that
Something's not
upset.
right there. No, I don't think that.
So now I think it's getting like too played out. You know,
Yeah.
like people are raging on purpose because it's funny or whatever, and now it's kind of like dying down, right?
So is that gonna happen with like unboxing videos?
I don't know. There's something about opening up a box. Like that's ingrained in childhood, you know,
Yeah.
like Christmas. You know, you wake up and like, oh,
So
what's in
that'll
the
never
box?
die, but rage quitting,
Right.
It's dead.
Or like the movie Seven, you know, what's in the box? You know, everybody always wants to know what's in the box.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. You didn't like that movie?
Yeah, I really like 7.
Oh, okay. Everyone loves Seven. Everyone wants to know what's in the box. So I think that unboxing videos are here to stay. Look out for Nat1 Presents unboxing videos.
Oh, that
7
should be
edition.
our next one.
Where Nate will just scream, "What's in the box? What's in the box?" And then we open it up and we're like, "Oh, we don't know what's in the box."
You should order like random stuff from Amazon and have it sent, and then what you can do is open it.
Oh, we can totally make that a reality if more people would subscribe to our Patreon. It's just $1. If you want to see us actually have, right now they would just be empty boxes. We're not going to lie to you.
But that's also funny. The value is there as well.
Ooh,
It's
maybe we
empty.
should do that and guilt people into our Patreon. Be like,
Packing
what's in this box?
peanuts.
Like, oh, it's nothing. It's air because air is
Oh.
free because you haven't been giving us any dollars. And it's just $1. Like, get on it.
Whoa.
How dare you?
So if they donate, does that take out like 15 cents for using the service?
I don't know how that works. Nate runs all the numbers.
a great
I am
question, isn't
here
it?
to smile and wave.
Oh,
Kind of like,
yeah.
you know, you're from a small town. Yeah, like like the cheerleader queen or whatever is on the back of the car. And she's like smiling and waving. Like, that's me. That's what I bring to Nat1. Like, I bring pregnancy scares and good times all around and cheers to Nat1 Presents.
We don't have time to unpack all of that, but that's good to know.
That'll come in the unboxing video. We'll
Yeah.
unpack all
It'll
of
be
that.
unbox the pregnancy
Right.
test.
Like, ooh, digital, it's nice. Okay, okay. I lost train of thought being the queen bee.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, last category of the day.
Yes.
Things that are lame, but shouldn't be. Okay, and the first one I brought up are bad superpowers. I want to see more. Like, the X-Men universe, like, all we see really are people with cool, awesome powers, right?
But don't they get the vaccine or whatever it is, or they just die?
Why we gotta be plugging the vaccine right now? These are trying times here in
Didn't they get a
2021, and
vaccine
I
for
don't
their
want to be. I don't
powers?
even want to talk about a vaccine right now. This is a non-political channel stuff, and you're gonna bring up politics on
yeah.
Nat1 Presents. We're not.
I'm
we were talking about
sorry.
mutants.
Yeah. I'm sorry, buddy. Did
It's
that
okay.
trigger you?
a little bit.
Sorry.
So it's okay.
Well, no one's gonna hold you down and make you take it. Okay.
It's not what I've been told.
Oh. Is that a reliable news source?
Who really is? No, we're not going to go off on this tangent. You're not going to lure me off into this tangent. We're sticking to superpowers.
Go ahead.
The bad ones.
Yeah, go
okay.
ahead.
Now, do you watch the episode of it was a Family Guy one where everybody got super cool superpowers except for Meg?
What was her power?
Her power was to grow her nails long.
I think I did see that.
Okay,
yeah.
she's like, shh, and they're like, oh, what a dumb power. And
But
then she
that's
scratches
Logan.
someone. It's like,
That's
ah.
yeah.
Well, he has like bone claws that come out, and then they've been covered with adamantium. But like hers were just her fingernails got long.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's lame.
Have you seen the women who have their nails like super long like that?
Yeah,
I
and
think
they get all
that's like the same
twisty and stuff. That's disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Like, think how dirty. Like, how. Like, I don't mean to get extremely graphic, audience, but
Some
like,
twisty
how are you
nails.
going to the bathroom with nails like that? Like, it doesn't even make sense.
They
Like,
got a bidet.
you think? How do
Yeah,
they
bidet.
twist it? Like, because like I have
It's probably
one.
just a button. They use their little.
No, I have one. It's a
knuckle.
little twisty knob, you
Yeah,
know?
they
Like,
just do-
you
what
just
if
use your knuckles. Like, so
what
we've
if it's- yeah,
de-evolved
they just-
because you want foot-long, twisty, curly nails that you're
Yeah.
no longer using like that much of your fingertip.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to use your knuckles like an 8-person.
Well, yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to try to roll a dice. It works, but it's terrible.
You have 20.
God damn it.
So what do you mean? It's perfect.
No, it's awful. I don't.
Twisty nails.
Okay,
are
how are
here
they
to
gonna make
stay.
it? How are they gonna make a sandwich? They're like their fingers are all
They
just curled
don't.
up.
They have somebody do it for them. They're famous. Duh.
No, I've seen just normal people with nails like that. And
They're
it's
not
awful,
normal.
and they're all dirty and
No, they're
yellow,
not
and who
normal
knows
people.
what kind of stuff.
They're
is in
not
there.
normal
How do we
people.
get on this from superpowers? Is what I want to know.
Well, you're talking about X-Men.
Right?
Yeah.
No. Okay, so the thing is,
We have a good time.
right. It's just $1. Fucking get it. So bad superpowers. I want to see more of it. Everybody has a cool power, and I want to see in movies and stuff like the more lame power people. Like, have you ever watched? God dang, what was it called? Was it Superhero High School? Is a Disney movie.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm talking about? He knows what I'm talking about. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? Put him in the fucking seat. What are we doing here, Steph?
I was gonna talk about My Hero Academia and like the people have their powers, but
Oh, that's okay. But I'm gonna talk about that one because I know that one better.
Okay.
So there's a kid who just glows.
Wow.
You know? Come on, stay with me.
it's like Bob's Burgers. He's like the glowworm thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's all he does is he just glows. And there's another kid who just turns into a puddle. Like, I want more of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Do you?
I could vibe with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts?
What would be your
plans,
lame
ideas?
power?
Oh, if I had, I guarantee it with how my life is. If everyone all of a sudden got powers, mine would be the fucking lamest
would it
power
be?
ever imaginable. I don't know, like long fluttery eyelashes, probably. Like my eyelashes would just grow out.
Or
and
could
like,
you fly?
No, I wouldn't even be able to fly.
They would just hinder
I would
your
just make a
vision.
slight breeze on like sweaty people's necks. You know, they'd be like, "Oh, where's Nate at?" And be like, "Oh my God, here I am." And like
Yeah.
that's all it would do. And they'd
You
be
could
like,
work on
"Ah."
like a studio set, like fanning.
Right,
people.
and that would be my
Yeah.
only job. They'd be like, "Oh, what a gentle reprieve from the hot
hot
air
lights.
in here." Yeah, be like, "Thank God for that guy," and I'd be like, "Just doing my job," you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like that. I would love.
What do you?
I wish we had super powers.
Oh, if you, it doesn't have to be a shitty power, but if you had to have a superpower, what would it be? Because I can tell you right now, while you're thinking
Something
about it, Molly,
earth-shattering,
right?
like something awful.
Like bad?
Yeah, I'd probably be a villain. Oh, absolutely, I'd be a villain.
Like guaranteed?
There'd be chaos. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I'd be like, I don't know, like something like invisibility or super strength. I would just use it for evil.
You think? Just something
Chaotic evil.
You want like something that basic though? Like really think about it. Like you could have the most advanced superpower. Like it can be in depth and you can write like 6 paragraphs about it. What would it be? Because right now I'll tell you that mine is like I want to be able to control electricity. All electricity, want to be able to control it. That means I have the ability to control people as well because of the electrical impulses in your brain. Like I've thought about this for a long time. And it's not because I work with electricity all day, every day, because we all know how I feel about my job. Right, folks at home? But it makes me think like if you can control that all the time, like if I could just out of the light socket right now, like boom, absorb into my hand, yeah, and then just shoot it out like
Damn.
fucking on Avatar Last Airbender, like I'm redirecting it, you know, like boom, boom, you know, right?
I would either want like water bending, like how like superpower like that, like where I could blood bend. Which is, like,
Yes, I
sick,
say that all the time.
but like also like for survival would be pretty cool.
Mhm.
Or like what is it when you can move stuff with your mind and like control?
Telekinesis.
Yeah, I would want that.
Right. Ooh, that would be cool.
Because you know what's really powerful to see in like in Star Wars and stuff when they like force lift and then they crush
like if you
something.
play the games, like the
you
move
can,
called
like,
Force Crush, yeah. They just lift
Now
people up and then
that-
just crush their body in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that says something. That's a
Ooh,
statement.
that would say,
Mhm,
you know, I could see that. Like if you're just in a mall or something and you feel like you want to be like a total Karen, but this time Karen has all the power. Like I
Karen's
want to
gonna
speak
take
to your
that
manager.
mannequin and she's gonna crush it so she can speak to that manager.
Oh, I was gonna say she crushes the manager.
See,
She's like, I am
cha-
the manager. See, this is
maybe-
where we get a little bit different.
Maybe I would be like chaotic good.
Oh, okay, not
Like,
necessarily
not
all the
evil.
way.
I don't think
evil.
I'd be evil. Chaotic good because like I want to cause chaos, but like I don't want to just like hurt people to hurt people.
You don't think?
No,
Because-
maybe bad people.
Because
I'd
if
do
you're
that.
that powerful, do you think you would be like the blue guy in Watchmen? It was Dr. Manhattan, and like you're just so powerful that everybody else is just ants. You know, like if someone's in your way, you're like, you know what? Snap your fingers, the guy just explodes into a
Oh.
mist. But would it really bother you anymore? Or like that movie
But I think
Lucy
you
with
lack-
Scarlett Johansson or
You
whatever?
lack empathy though.
But
Yeah,
but do you feel bad stepping on an ant?
sometimes.
Do you really?
Not when they bite me, but yeah, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they're little
we're
buddies.
just-
I stepped on a
different breed,
snail
I
once
guess.
because I wasn't looking. And I
Oh my God,
cried.
you monster!
Yeah, see, what's the difference between a snail and ant then?
Well, French
Oh, see, things change.
French people
Things-
eat snails.
But I accidentally stepped on one and I didn't boil it and eat it.
You know, I'm not seeing a
Yeah.
difference.
Okay. So French people are bad. That's what he just said.
Well, nobody in France watches our show.
There goes that audience.
But
Dropping like flies.
Oui, oui.
But seriously, bonjour, Patreon, $1 American. There you go.
Oui, oui.
Okay, so
Baguette.
okay,
I
next.
brought croissants actually. if
Did
want
you
one.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
God, are they good?
Yeah, from Costco.
Oh, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, next step, number 8 here on our list,
Mm-hmm.
astrology. You brought this one to the table.
Yes, I love astrology because I love this stupid shit. It lets me like get away with like, well, I'm a Pisces, so it just means I'm a sad bitch and I'm really emotional. So I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm that way. But then like I can't like where do you learn? Where do you learn these things? Like where do you learn that your planet is this and your sign is like your night sign or whatever it's called? Like I just can't get into that.
Right. Like the roots behind it.
Yeah, like I
was
love
it from
it.
like the Celtic witches back in the day who were looking up at the stars and be like,
Yeah.
oh well, that's obviously aligned with that, so that makes you an asshole. And they're like, yep,
All
that guy's
Virgos
an
look like
asshole.
this.
Right.
I mean, that's trending right now, like on TikTok, right?
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, why is this guy such a jerk? And be like, well, one old lady who's kind of crazy already is like, well, what month was he born? You know,
And
be
you
like,
believe her because
Right.
you want a reason.
Right.
You want that.
And then they tell you the month, and they're like, "Oh no, that doesn't add up. What week in that month were they
Mm. What is their
born?
rising size? I don't
Right.
know, what time
Was there
were
a
they born?
crow cawing when they were born? Like, let's all add this all together. Why that person equals
Let's
an
throw
asshole?
the bones,
Right.
And we'll see what lands.
'Cause
If
I
it
use that-
sticks, it's good.
Right. I use that all the time because I'm an Aries. So like, I guess you could say like strong-willed or whatever, a jerk, arrogant. I totally have all of those, you know, within me. So like, I get it. I use it. Like some people judge me for it. Like I like to do tarot cards because it's just fun, right?
Yes. I don't know what I'm doing, but I love looking at them. Yeah.
Right. They're really cool. Like
Something
the
just, you gotta
hangman and
pull it.
stuff. Like
Yeah,
it's
you
all
just
really
gotta
cool
Hold a
stuff.
card.
Right.
I
Look
guess
at
that's
it.
me today. Death? Not today.
You sure? Because death can mean different things. Like it can mean like the.
What does it mean if you pull it upside down?
Do you play with the reverse tarot? Because like I've always been told you don't play with the reverse tarot. Like you always like the card is just the card
See,
because
I
they
don't
have
know.
they have so many options already. Like
There you go. There's
right.
just so much.
like the old school readers or
teaching.
whatever don't do the reversed because there are already so many options. So the card is just the card. It is what it is.
Okay, so death. Whatever.
Right. So that's like death's not necessarily bad. It's the cycle. You know, like it
renew.
could yes, it could also mean
beautiful.
rebirth. You know, things like
Beautiful.
that coming up. It's all about how you take it. So I always look at things as glass half empty. Because I'm not a positive person. So when I get the death card, I'm like, that's it. Someone's dying. And I look at the dog and I'm like, I hope it's you.
Why do you hate your dog so much? You're pushing him down and he's like, please, Dad, stop. What's going on here?
I love my dog.
Yeah.
If you're watching Pickles, I hate you.
Yeah. Well.
Don't worry, dogs can't be patrons, so I don't really care.
So you commit to astrology? You're all about it?
I like the idea of it, like you said, but I'm not going to really get into it like a weirdo. Like I'm not going to have crystals.
I want to be a cottagecore girl and like have all my little crystals and like live in nowhere and just little fairies.
Have them like wrapped with silver, and then like that's going to contain the spirit because like if you read up on that, like quartz contains or can hold spirit energy like a battery, and then if you use silver around it, it acts as a superconductor to bring in more spirits into the quartz. Like yeah,
That sounds dangerous.
you think?
I don't want a lot of ghosts in my house.
Like what if you get Jack the Ripper or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Now I'm really interested. I'm probably going to go home and make me one of these ghost batteries now because that sounds like a good
I
time.
remember watching this really late thing of a ghost hunter, and they, you know what they used for their reading? They
No.
like to hear it. It was like an iPad. It was like some
that's super
iPad
lame.
program, and I was like,
Right.
damn, you have a show?
Because I got
That's
that.
cool.
I got that before too, where they're like, "Hey, you want to go ghost hunting with us?" And I was like, "Oh fuck yeah, I do. That sounds like a great time." Yeah, we're doing okay. God, way to ruin my story. No, like that sounds
No,
like
listen to the. I
right.
want to listen to this.
like that sounds like a great time, you know? And then all of a sudden they're like, this is what I use. And they pulled up their iPhone and they're like, it's just an app on the iPhone. I'm like, you just killed it. Like I was all excited and you
Why did
killed
I
it.
come out here?
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I thought you were going to have some contraption that you made from a wooden
Yeah.
box with wires sticking out of it and like a dead person inside of it,
No.
you know?
It's no phasmophobia.
What else we got?
Steampunk.
Steampunk. I love steampunk. I absolutely love it. Like, it's my favorite thing in the whole wide world. Like, it's up there.
Okay.
Like, what do you know steampunk?
Yeah, the little glasses, goggles.
See, that's what
little-
everybody says it is
little-
because that's what is
and then
available
you
at
got,
Target.
Like, the cool machinery thing, like Legend of Korra, right? Where,
Yes.
like everything's all steam.
Yes,
and,
and
like,
powered by
cool.
steam and super cool.
Yeah.
And now everyone's dialing
cool.
it down. It is cool. It's awesome. I love it. But then when you can go to Walmart and buy a hat and all the hats come with goggles already on it, it like takes away from it, you know, and it's not fun anymore. Like, I don't like that. And it really pisses me off.
It ruins it for you.
Yes, totally. And it's all plastic and gross. And then like,
Yeah, I don't like the cheapness of it.
Right.
Yeah, the devaluing. But anything that's like successfully interesting gets devalued, right?
that's true.
Right.
But I miss like, if this is like becoming so popular and they have all these costumes for it, like, where are the good movies? You know, like, where are the more books? Like, I have a bunch of steampunk books already, but they're actually hard to find good ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if all this stuff is coming like mainstream, as they say, where is it? You know, in like
Where's
our
it
movies,
hiding?
right?
It's on Etsy somewhere.
You think?
There's someone's shop.
Making goggles and shit out there,
Yeah,
probably
little
making
boots
more
and-
money than Nat1 Presents.
Probably. They have patrons paying their $1.
I know, right?
Yeah.
For their stupid goggles and top hats and.
But they're real. It's real leather, probably.
You think?
Probably.
I doubt it. Nobody's
Yeah.
got real leather. Like,
Yeah,
they
they
don't
got-
buy that kind of stuff on Etsy.
What?
They want faux leather. They want all vegan stuff on Etsy. Like that's
Have you ever
been.
been to a Renaissance fair?
I love Renaissance
They
Fair.
got the real stuff there.
They do have the. Like, did you throw the axes at Renaissance Fair?
The what?
The axe throwing at Renaissance Fair.
I've never done that.
I got a certificate. I'm kind of a big deal. Like, it was one of my
You got
shining.
a
It was a
certificate?
shining moment in my life
Very
because like I
cool.
hit the little heart and I'm like, oh, I got a
Were you
certificate.
wearing your goggles?
No,
No.
when we go to Renaissance Fair, me and Corbin wear kilts and that's about it.
Cute.
Yeah,
They match?
yeah, they're
matchy?
the same. Yeah,
Matchy.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're super cool.
Very cool.
He's
Love it.
cooler than me. It's whatever.
Oh.
Okay, last one. Here we go.
Oh
What are
my
you bringing
God.
to the table?
E-girls and OnlyFans.
Okay.
So, okay. I
Why are
feel
you
like-
upset? What's
I'm
up?
not upset. I mean, good for them, but also, god damn it.
Because you wanted to jump in on that first, and
Yeah,
now it's
but
like kind of
no.
like, oh, okay.
Because I've heard that once you do it, you can't do anything else, right?
I don't know about that.
Once you do that, you can't do anything else. Like you're not ruined, but like you can't jump into another industry as a professional. It's hard.
Shenanigans.
Yeah,
You
I
think
call
so?
shenanigans on that because look at like a Kim Kardashian, you know, she has that movie out there and then all of a sudden she's like doing stuff, you know?
I think that's different. I think normal people.
You think?
I think normal people. It's a little different.
I don't know. So you're gonna like
So you're saying, like,
sit
the-
here
See,
and tell me Belle Delphine or whatever isn't gonna go out there and get a real job someday?
she doesn't have to.
Well, I know she's selling bathwater, but it's disgusting.
Well, she does hardcore like porn now, right?
I don't know what she
That's
does.
what
I
I've
don't
heard.
keep up on that.
I
I
heard
heard
that-
the bathwater story, and I was like, ooh, maybe Nat1 Presents.
No,
could
but
do
like
bathwater
good for
story.
her. Like it's like when you're driving and you see someone jogging on the side of the road because they want to get fit, and you're like, good for them, but
Right.
also fuck you because you won't you're not gonna do it.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
But you're like, good for them. That's
Okay,
how
I
like
get
I
that.
kind of feel,
right.
right? Like in the same but they use like TikTok, and now everyone like kind of is her ripoff.
Ooh,
Not like her
okay.
ripoff, but they
Right.
like look like her.
Right, they
'Cause
all
they-
got that like
Yeah,
like the
because they want to
anime
get into that
hair,
market.
Right.
They want to
The
do it. I mean, I would dye
creepy-
my hair pink, but
It's
like,
actually probably the same market that watches us.
yeah. Well, I mean,
No
good
offense
for
to the
them.
fans. Yeah, good
No,
for,
good for them.
we appreciate you guys.
But also, like,
just $1.
man,
Patreon.
do you ever feel like it's just like too much?
You think? I don't
There's
know
just
because it's
too
not like
much-
in your face or anything. Like there's no like ads
I'm
on my
getting old.
Facebook. Like, hey, like
I'm getting
come
old.
check out Bella Delphine's new XXX rated video. You
Yeah,
know?
but they don't do ads like that anymore. For like, it's just like TikTok videos, and then people are talking about her tweets, and it's just
Oh,
like it's
okay.
kind of like a social marketing almost,
Right.
right?
Like
it's
everything's like circular. Like it's just like you need to do this
Yeah.
PG friendly thing, and that'll get you to the X rated stuff, and then back over to the PG.
yeah,
Right. Get them in young
Yeah.
kind of deal. Like
Yeah, like
how
mini
they
brands.
right.
I'm pretty sure that mini brands, like I love them because I love the little minis.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. But then also at the same time, like, did they make these so they can indoctrinate children earlier into buying brand only?
Right. I think it's true.
Riddle
Like,
me that.
huh?
Riddle me that.
Yeah. Shenanigans. Like, it would be the same thing as back in the day when they had cigarette advertisements and they would all put them low where the kids can see
That's
and be
it.
like, oh, look at that camel.
that's
He
the
looks like fun.
example. Yeah,
right.
that I
He's having a
made.
good time in his leather jacket on his motorcycle.
was-
Like, I want to be just like that
yeah.
camel smoking cigarettes.
That's what I made. Like, I
Duh.
told my husband, I was like, so they made toys of their brands to kind of indoctrinate kids, not in the same instance or severity that, Camel did their Camel whatever,
Right.
like to get kids to interested into cigarettes.
Or like the candy cigarettes. Things
But
like
we
that.
love them.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I don't love cigarettes, but
I mean,
we
I
love like
used
mini
to.
brands.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause they're fun.
So much fun.
So yeah, OnlyFans, good for you. Proud of you. Keep it up. It's a good thing because you don't have to go to a strip club and be like a
Right.
stripper. Like that's also cool because then you can make a video and then like you could have 10,000 people watch it, and that's like an hour of your time. Whereas
But
if you go
isn't
to
it-
a strip club, you only see like 10, 20 people. Your market is so much bigger now. So like,
Right,
good
that's
for
true.
you.
Right.
That's lit. You're welcome.
Yes, lit.
Yeah, lit.
The first time
bright.
somebody said lit on Nat1 Presents. Lit.
I'm not even young. I'm old. I don't know why I say those
Or is it
things.
like an old soul kind of deal?
Probably.
I feel
I
that.
feel like I'm 50.
Oh, I get that too.
I'm going to be watching QVC.
Are you going to buy subscription?
Probably.
I don't judge you.
I don't care if you do.
Okay. So thanks for coming on to Nat1 Presents.
Thanks,
I
buddy.
appreciate it.
I hope.
I had a good time.
Yeah, thanks, me too. I hope people liked it because
I'm
I
lying
feel
to
like
you. I
I'm
had a
pretty
terrible
annoying.
fucking time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
they're
just
gonna have a
joking.
horrible time. That's okay. If you didn't like it, let them know and I'll never come back.
Yeah, in the comments or in the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon.
Yeah, sign up for the Patreon just to say, don't bring this dumb bitch back.
Right. Be like, Steph who? Pff,
Bye.
lame. But then seriously, write the comment of you want to know the legality issues of the Viking funeral because I think we all
We'll
want
have to
know that.
research it.
Because Steph is an expert.
only
She said so herself.
Yeah, I'm an expert only because my husband was in the military, and so
Mm-hmm.
they give you the option to do that.
No, they do not, do
Yes,
they?
they do. They give you the option to do that. I don't know if any other person can do that, though.
That is bullshit. I want that as a civilian. I want that.
Buddy,
I missed out on
do
my
your
calling.
part.
Do my part.
Do your part.
Do my part. I'm done with it. We're done. Thanks for watching. Nat1 Presents. We have all the socials. Go to all the socials.
Thank you.
Sign up for the Patreon. It's just $1. How
It's just
dare
$1.
you?
Hey, do it to say fuck you to me or have me back.
Yeah, there you go.
$1. Come on, it's $1.
Good job. Way to plug. You do better than me. I'm
Yeah.
terrible at plugging myself, but seriously.
And dolls kill if you like the way this looks on me. Maybe I'll wear it again.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.